for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So have you heard from Mike? Okay, so we do have a quorum. Mary has resigned. I'm sure you guys are all aware at this time. So is there any other business items that you guys would like added to the agenda?
Cindy just sent us a new letter from Tim.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Is that in here now?
It's not, but we can talk about it if you like.
Well, it's not.
Okay, so we'll move on. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I motion to approve the consent.
Second.
Okay, is there any board reports? You want to do that now?
Moved and seconded, Dory. Moved by Elizabeth, seconded by Cindy.
All in favor?
I
Should we do the vote now for?
Yeah.
Okay, so since Mary's not here, we do need to fill the position for chair. So is there anybody interested?
I'm
Okay. Is there anybody else?
I don't know enough to be interested.
Yeah. So do we just motion for that too then? All right, so can I get a motion?
I move Elizabeth Beatty, appointed chairman of the park board.
I second
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, come take your rightful seat, girl. I won't go far.
it.
What's that? If he's, he'll show up or he won't, yeah, I mean, we'll see.
He forgets.
Well, when I saw him today, he reminded me of the meeting.
Okay, so we, yeah, I'll take the notes. I'll actually sign these. So any board reports?
Do you guys have anything to report?
No.
No. And I do not either. Approval of the consent.
No, we did that, so,
Okay.
we don't have any public hearings, new business.
And that's just the,
So that was, yeah, Mary Harold, she resigned, so there's that, and then unfinished business is the comp plan.
status is informational,
Yep,
so.
Just that you guys are done.
yep, good job, guys.
You're done, yay.
So it won't stand on its own, primarily due to costs.
Okay.
We have to go through SEPA and through the state. So it is being rolled into the larger comp plan that the planning commission is working on. Which needs to be done by the end of the year.
Okay,
So it'll be all part of public hearings, all of that associated with the bigger plan.
So when does our budget year start?
Right first.
Okay, so if we don't have to be done with this comprehensive plan until December 31st, and when the budget start in January 1st, how do those things relate?
Those are completely separate of each other.
The comp plan is your wish list.
Okay.
Yeah, the budget's, it's completely separate.
And I have a Trello card for next, for the August meeting to talk about budget items here.
Okay,
So things that they may want to do, whether or not it fits in the budget, I don't know. But that's on the agenda for next time.
yeah, and then you guys can send it to me, and I did include a report that you guys requested. It wasn't here. I saw it. The expense report, oh. Oh, that was yours, huh?
okay.
We'll get it together,
We'll
guys.
figure it out.
So I did include the account activity report. Actually, that she does. So it does show you guys are at $3,000. I think I added another one, but it was too late, so it would have showed the budget. But I will continue to add in each meeting your like a profit and loss. It'll show what your budget is and how close you're getting.
Now, I'm familiar with school district budgets in California. I'm sure they run very differently than what you guys do. But do we work on a zero balance budget platform? Or does any money that's here get put back into the general fund if it isn't spent?
So I'll give you an estimate of revenue of what you guys basically can budget. The general fund is budgeted through City Hall. So what Cindy's gonna bring is something where you guys can say, it would be great if you guys could budget for a new bathroom stall or something like that. And then we would sit down and look and see if the estimated revenue based off of current or previous years is gonna allow that. Right now, the park budget is not very wiggly for a lot of extra stuff. It's getting better, but it's not. Yeah. So we can mark whatever money is earned for reserves. I know we do have some reserve money from the donations that Joe got too, but those are tagged for benches and stuff.
So do you earmark the Firefly revenue for the park?
It goes
It's in
into,
the general fund.
right, so, and we could create a whole new fund for the park if we wanted to. I know we talked about it. But that revenue just goes into the general fund because,
Right, but it would be nice, I mean, that seems like that's the pool of money that they would have to spend.
Mhm.
So.
And we can look at that next year. We just really haven't had,
Maybe we can talk about that.
yeah, a
next.
real look at it since, I mean, I think this year is gonna be like our first real,
We'll have 2 full year.
yeah, that's what I mean, like some real data.
Full year tax
Mhm.
retribution.
Now my favorite part, the Esther Bordy walk in the park, where we're at on that. Do you have anything you wanna?
I just, her granddaughter Chris is in the historical society with me, and she mentioned that she would be willing to speak if we so wanted. She's very concerned about things like the quilt.
Mhm.
And she just wants it to be dignified.
So Elizabeth, I'm wondering if for the benefit of Gary and Sandy and the original task list
Mhm.
kind of has fallen by the wayside. I'm
Mhm.
wondering if maybe the 3 of you can generate a list of things that need to happen.
Yes, I have wrote one down. I have come prepared. Is there anything that you would like to add for it? Nothing yet. Okay. I have quite a few things to tell you guys. I also spoke to Christine, and I went and saw her at her house, and she gave us this quilt to wrap a law. It is the last one that they will probably have that's made by Esther Bordy.
Christine's here.
Yes.
Right, yes.
She is here, and this is from her.
Elizabeth came out to my house last week.
Oh, a beautiful color.
You?
Oh, that's stunning.
Yes.
That's very beautiful.
And it's a king size.
Wow.
And Mom didn't make very many king size quilts.
Wow, Christine, it's lovely.
And she wanted to point out this.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, that makes it.
That's
more
sweet.
special.
And she also has a beautiful one on her bed too.
She's not giving that one up?
No, no, we all have quilts made by Mom. We divided them up, and I don't know about everybody else, but I use mine. They go on the bed and they get changed periodically. And when people come and stay in my guest room, they never know which quilt I'm gonna get.
And so you, as you were saying before, maybe somebody else in the family would want to make one for next year.
Right, so, Mom made the first quilt, which was called a Walk in the Park. It was a pattern that she had found. And unfortunately, by the time the event came around, she was no longer able to walk. She was in a wheelchair. But then the next year, her granddaughter Tammy made the quilt, and the year after that, my sister, I think my sister made 2. And it was a pattern called A Walk in the Park. And then we COVID and all the other stuff. So I talked to my sister, who is a quilter. I'm not. And we talked about molding one for next year. That would be specifically for the event rather than finding one in somebody's closet that we could donate.
I love that.
Yeah, so Mary, yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll do it with my help.
I have a
Yes.
question. So, ma'am, I understand that she was a great woman. She had a lot, sure.
Mhm.
Maybe that would be something you could also look at, is just try to find a specific pattern for the year. And then let one of the relatives or the sister post them, and then on the inside of the tag, or is it the most information, it would be nice. The year that it's happening, that way it's kind of reflective.
That's a good idea. So I know Mary does have a pattern it's not walk in the park, it's something about trees. I can't remember exactly. But I know that when Mary was making the quilts, she came to City Hall and coordinated with the girls in the office about the colors because of even the t-shirts. To coordinate and it all.
Better late than never.
Sorry,
You're.
I was deep in my computer.
Do it.
I got noise.
I like the idea of making a label for it that says,
Yeah.
or 11th annual
Yeah.
or
However, yeah, because that way you get to share
yes,
the patterns, the different patterns that she makes.
yes, so, but yes, putting the date on, I think that's a great idea.
Maybe next year or whatever, because that's beautiful, but
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking, because that way it's a commemorative,
Mhm.
and that way it would probably be a little bit more reflective.
Yeah,
I don't.
no, it's a great idea, great suggestion.
And we also talked about raffle tickets and possibly starting to raffle off tickets for the quilt starting Tuesdays. So we can get as many tickets sold as possible.
And I have tickets for you.
It's great news. Okay,
Can
so
we sell those in local businesses like we did the Cheese Day buttons?
The raffle tickets, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's looking,
You'll wanna have confidence. Yeah, you'll wanna have confidence that the businesses will figure out how to collect the money and prove all that, so.
Yeah, that might be more than we want to take on right now.
Wait, the Tuesday.
But I think promoting the heck out of this and having people come up to City Hall to buy the raffle tickets, how it happened in the past. Yeah, and we usually have the quilt on display up here, so people can see it there.
But there wasn't much exposure, there wasn't much promotion of the event. I went to Thursday market when it was hot, oh gosh. And I sat at the Thursday market at Steamboat Landing, and I think I sold 2 tickets. But it was early.
Yeah.
Kind of early in the whole thing. But I was just thinking the Cheese Day would be a great time to kick it off because everybody's in town.
Exactly.
And then you're more likely to find people that remember Mom than you are just, around.
I think between Elizabeth and I, we can definitely get the word out on social media.
and we can use the Doxo QR code also for tickets if people want to pay for them online. They just have to put 2 tickets for the quilt. However that's gonna come in, we can. No, because it would be pretty simple. I mean, we have people pay for their permits through that way too. It's actually
Okay,
a great system, yeah.
well, you guys.
Yeah, it breaks everything down by name, account number, so they just have to fill out their info and it gives us.
Because we'd also fire up cognito forms in the stripe capture.
We could do that too, yeah.
Elizabeth, the money that's made off this, where does it go? Is it earmarked for a special project or?
Yeah, it's been put back into the general fund. I don't know how they did it before me. I know now it's just kind of been used to help support the park. But as of last year, I did create a resolution that states that money is earmarked for the park, and I would like to at least have it designated or spent in that same year, because that way at the end of the year, we can say, this walk in the park happened in, September, and by December, this is what we did with the money. Obviously, that's not always possible, but if we could at least get it, because that money would be considered reserves, and I don't know if that's how they did it before, but it goes into my accounting different. So it does have to be marked for what it is gonna be. So having a project, at least something-ish that you guys would like to do, would help, because then it would roll into our 2026 budget and there would be a revenue already there for you
Wouldn't
guys.
it be a good idea to have that information to the public now as they're buying tickets, so they know?
Have what information to the
The
public?
information about whatever.
Where it's gonna go.
Well, that's gonna be the park board. I mean, you guys are welcome to get with the public and see what they'd like to do. I think a lot of that's in the comp plan and you guys can ask around. There's park surveys that we've done that we can pull up. But that's what you guys are for, is to get with the public and, you know, if you wanted to hold a public hearing and ask, you know, or, you know, put it out that you guys were gonna have a workshop and talk about it. No, go for it, Mike. But, yeah, that's gonna be for you guys to kind of figure out what you guys want to do.
Okay, so since a lot of this might be falling to me, it's Tuesday. Tuesdays is the after tomorrow. So,
Yes.
It was only a thought,
yeah,
and then I realized that, Elizabeth and I just got together, it was a Friday,
right.
you know, so I know this is all kind of fast, so
What do you think, Rachel? How do you, I mean, do you think it's? Cause Friday you close at noon, so really the only full day here at City Hall is Thursday.
Yeah, I think putting it out on Facebook, we can, you know,
We can do online wrap, I mean, I can whip up a form,
Survey.
no. A form for capturing, how many raffle tickets people wanna buy and capture it through a credit card.
mhm.
that's.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can utilize Doxo, utilize it, we're already paying for it, you know, rather than,
Yeah, well, we can pass. So the thing with Stripe is that, you know, a percentage gets taken out of the proceeds to cover the cost of the credit card processing. So as long as you guys are okay with that.
It's so minimal.
And how much how much you want the raffle tickets to go for.
yeah, that's park board.
Yeah, I don't think we decided on that yet. So,
What has it been?
So you were talking about what the money would be used for? Mom passion originally was to improve the camping area. And that all came about because of a family reunion that happened and there was, I think it was even before the restrooms were built and there were no real campsites, there was no lighting, there was no electricity. I think we ran an extension cord from the kitchen across and Mom had bought one of those carport type plastic shelters that we used. So the campground was Mom's original passion. I would very much like to see a specific project. And I don't have any suggestions for that, but I'm sure Joe does. Yes, I'm sure she does, but that's just mine.
Well, I think Tim would have some input on that.
Right.
So we can put projects down on a future, I mean, go ahead, Tim, but we can put projects down on a future agenda item for you guys. Sarah, if you want to write that down to get that on the next agenda.
Yeah,
Go.
I also realize it's not just the city park that you probably need to spend money on. I know you've got several pocket parks around that.
Right.
Probably need
But
some.
this particular event is specific to Kemples.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I'm not sure how they did it in the years before, but we are trying to make sure that the money that's raised definitely goes specifically for a project, not just for toilet paper and pine sol and stuff like that. We want to see it.
You're gonna create a capital budget or capital expenditure for improvements to the park that way?
No, it would just be a line item in our general fund. A
Okay.
capital improvement is like for buildings. I don't think they're gonna raise enough to.
No, but I mean like all the campsites are all gonna need ground. They're gonna need gravel this year, this next year, the roads are gonna need to be improved.
Yeah, that's maintenance and repairs, though. I think this is more for like fun stuff.
Touchy feely, tangible. right?
It's fun, yeah, like something fun. And again, it's not gonna be even enough to buy a load of gravel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're getting staged.
Well,
Yeah, the quilt might, right, but we're not gonna wanna use it on gravel, so, I would say so this long, that's no lot the next hand.
okay, so raffle ticket costs. What were our ticket costs last year for the raffle?
I don't know that we did raffle last year.
We haven't raffled in 2 years, so I don't remember.
We used to just do, we didn't really raffle like that, did we?
Oh,
We
yeah.
just put the jars out and we put money in whichever thing
But
that
the
we
quilt,
had.
but the
quilt.
quilt was separate.
Was it?
Yes, it was,
Yeah, we paid
it was
separate.
individual and then you got a break at like 5, but I don't remember what that break was.
Oh, I
Seems to
don't-
me
I-
it was-
Well, right.
I don't know.
What, $1 per ticket?
Or
And a discount if you've got multiples?
So
So how much is mine?
just $1. Yeah.
Except.
I would,
Okay, so
The quilt is.
I would say
$100.
5, yeah.
$5.
And then, like she said, like
I would
pay 20 for 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
No, hey,
I said $5 a ticket, and then, cause Sandy made the comment of doing a break if you get like 5, do 20 for 5.
Yep.
Or
That's.
5
Other way
tickets
around.
for 20 bucks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that wasn't right.
I think a minimum of $5 a ticket.
Yeah,
I agree.
cause that's definitely not a cheap quilt.
Because people that remember Esther and.
Everybody.
And.
Yeah.
We should definitely
$20.
Yes.
something
run it
that
as the
was
last quilt that she
she
made.
donated, but
Yeah.
Didn't make enough money that even covered her cost, her total.
Yeah.
I think that's important, Rachel, to say. that
Right, I think there needs to
that's-
be something like this written up that says this is the last quilt that she made that's ever gonna be available. And I don't know, I can try to push it at Donna's while I'm there. I don't know if they'll let me, but
Hey, I think I can get a flyer put together for the quilt specifically and get at least an online purchase going before she goes.
okay,
With a picture of the.
Yeah, so I think we'll lay it out and maybe we can take a picture and I'll, maybe do a blow up of the corner or something.
are you still doing the TV at Donna's? Do you think she'd let us? I can go over there and ask. Yeah. Cause I'll be at the bar, so I'll be able to
That's
be pitching it over the bar too while I'm selling alcohol.
That's an excellent idea. So,
Yeah.
I think I can put something up pretty quickly to get, as long as everyone's okay with, I think it's 2.5 or 3% of
That's fine.
each sale gets pulled out for the credit card processing side of things.
That's fine.
So as long as we're okay with that.
I think we've all gotten used to it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just money out of the
Right.
fundraising. So,
So what are you talking about, the music?
no, there's a big screen in there that she has advertising on in the beer list.
Yeah, during
And
cheese
I-
days.
And I can create a little raffle.
I always work the bar there, so I can. I'll have to ask Denise, but I'm sure she won't care if I push it over the bar.
So are you guys happy with $5 per and 5 for 20?
I agree.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing, did you find out if the vendors got the special permit?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Vendors for the day in the park.
So I need their special events permit by August 4th, or they're not gonna be able to have their event.
For Janine. is what-
Yes.
Janine and Rachel Phillips, yeah.
Okay.
Because
No,
originally.
I haven't got that.
Well, you said you were gonna talk to them.
I haven't seen.
Okay, so,
Well, originally on the task list, Mike, you actually took on communication.
yeah, that note was for you.
Thank you.
You said A4, right?
Are you still in work?
Right, and it does need to be noted that, you guys are, for the special events permit, they do have to, notify people in the area, like, there's a general liability cert, so they're gonna need to. I assume, is the office,
Jeannie knows the drill for that, doesn't she?
she does,
Okay.
Yeah. yeah, I feel like it's
So you
a,
just need a special events permit.
By August 4th?
I need it by August 4th, because I have to make sure that the police department reviews it, I have to make sure Public Works reviews it. I believe this is one that has to go in front of council, and if there's anything that gets kicked back, it might have to go back in front of council, which isn't for 2 more weeks. I'm not calling a special meeting for a special events permit, so.
Yes. All right, we don't have the list of sponsors. Mary had taken home the paperwork. Did she bring it back?
She didn't, but Sarah, if you could reach out to her,
so she has a T-shirt and all of their old paperwork for sponsors. And that is the one task that she's gonna take.
Mhm.
So the question is who wants to,
I was kind of hopeful you might want to take that on.
Explain to me some more what what you're talking about here.
So-
Since I have never done it.
The sponsors are the people that they pay, I think it's $50 to be able to sponsor. You can pay more. Their names go on the back of the shirt for the walk in the park. But all of the money goes towards the park. So if we had a list of all of the people who used to be sponsors, we can go back and ask them, would you like to be a sponsor again? Or we can go to new businesses and ask if they want to sponsor. And it would be really good. I don't know if we could do that this year, maybe next year, but a lot of the times you'll be able to get sponsors that will give you money, but then they'll also donate like certificates, like discounts on their places or things that they sell as stuff to auction off.
and the key to the sponsorship is making sure that that money is covering the expenses of the event. It's kind of what that money.
So what is that number?
We don't know. We don't know how much it's gonna cost to print T-shirts. We don't know either what
know
the
now.
tchotchkes are. that
Got 'em.
Yeah.
Giving away for laps. So it's a good question. And Mike, generally the sponsorship is $50.
That's what it is.
It has been in the past.
Yeah.
And
But
how-
people can get more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they're like 10 on the back of your T-shirt, so.
Yeah, this is the first walk in the park. Yeah, this one. I
So-
can't read them, but. One here and there.
Why not?
More than 10.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Watch it. 15.
So that should more than cover the expenses that you guys are gonna.
Yeah, $50, so.
And when is the deadline for when you want this? I mean, obviously before the shirts need to be printed.
Yeah, so if we could have a list by the next meeting that we have, then we can give all of that information to Amy Archer. Amy Archer said she can make shirts for $18 a shirt. So
You said 18.
18. Do we want to keep the shirts at 25 or raise them to 30?
She can do it for 18.
18 a shirt,
I say 30.
30.
No.
What do you guys think?
And do you want two types of signups for participating in the walk, one without two, one with?
That would be good because some people might just want to walk.
Right.
Yeah.
They may not be able to come up with $30, I guess.
Right.
But want to be there, so. So 30 with shirt and how much without? 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could probably do like buttons or something through Vistaprint and give them a button or something.
Instead of a T-shirt.
Well, for the lower,
Oh.
That's proof that they.
yep, get with me tomorrow, Sarah.
Okay.
And we'll look at
That's
buttons.
great.
Yeah.
All right, so 30 with T.
You doing anything for kids? You're doing lower price for children that walk the park
Into a family.
or a family.
Family
price?
discount? Price,
Family discount would be a good idea.
$50 for
$50 for the family?
many kids.
And that's without the shirts, right?
Oh, that.
Yeah, $50.
And what do you do? My question is, what would you do then if you have a family? What encourages the kids to want to walk around the park?
You give them a bunch of candy.
Well, you gotta do something to draw kids in.
We talked
Nobody's just
beads.
walk around the park.
I did talk to Dory and she wasn't a fan of the beads. She'd prefer stickers or bubbles or something
Yeah.
because the kids, if they're walking around,
They're eating them
they're
in their nose,
or they're not gonna get enough to make a bracelet.
Right.
Yeah.
in their ear. Bubbles would be fun. You can get bubbles at the 99-cent store. We can buy a bunch of bubbles. I think there's even some in that box.
So, so $50 for families and kids get a bus.
So if a person wants to walk and have a T-shirt, it's $50 too?
No, the $50 would be for a family that doesn't want the shirts, just for the.
But how much are you charging for some individual that wants to walk and wants a T-shirt?
30.
Oh, 30 to walk and that.
But we already have beads.
To our beads. We could do both.
Do both.
Well, you
Oh,
need to
that's
do
great.
something to attract people, because last year, if it wasn't for her 17 family members that were there, there would have been maybe 5 people that were not family that were there, so you need to do something, and that was with your day in the park feature added, which, I don't know, so.
But for kids, this is the first grade teacher in me speaking. They're motivated by getting stuff that makes them. So if we could, I don't know, even something like Lego pieces, where they can make something with it when they're done.
We might go broke that way.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Legos
Legos.
kits are very, very expensive. They don't depreciate in value at all.
Why don't you just give them 5 beads for every lap that they do? And then
Then
they can
they
sit there and put the beads.
Make a bracelet,
Yeah.
necklace.
I like that.
There's everything.
Okay.
There's even Old Betty's water cups or the water bottles. There's a little pedometer, the little step thing that you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Lots of options.
Well, you might want to use those kinds of things if they hit mileposts for the number of laps they can walk, you know, let's say 5, just arbitrarily.
Right.
And when you walk 5 laps, not only do you have the beads, but now you get the pedometer thing.
Yes.
And
Well, then somebody has to sit there and monitor.
Mhm.
In the past, from what I remember, the bowl of beads was put on the table and people just grabbed 1 or 2 or 50 when they went up.
Yeah, and There's a
this
whole-
isn't being observed by Guinness, is
No,
Mm-hmm.
and is it Bryn Davis that was, she ran and ran and ran and she collected probably 20 beads, because that's how many laps she ran. And then I think there were prizes given for the most laps. I can't remember.
The youngest
The
kid.
youngest, the
oldest.
oldest.
Oldest, right, yes.
Both ways of kids.
No, yes, there.
Yeah, do one of you want to take on the task of looking through what we have and coming back with a proposal at next meeting?
yeah, setting up, like what the prizes could be.
I'll take that on.
Because what we're doing right now is just brainstorming.
Right, but we've got resources that may
Yeah,
suffice.
let's use what we have to best advantage, so I'll set up a time to come in and we'll get that stuff.
Perfect.
I have a quick question, just because of my math and what I wrote down. Are kids being charged to come in too? Or is, like, how's that working? Because you guys said $50 for a family, 30 with shirt, 20 without shirt. Most events, kids are always cheaper. So if you're
Free.
or free, so if you're doing 50 for a family, people ain't gonna pay 50 for a family because it's gonna be cheaper just to be the 2 adults with or without a shirt. It's coming out to the same price or less.
I would probably do like $5 a kid, honestly, because that's gonna get people with their families out. The parents still have to pay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's a great
right.
idea for a family, but I was looking at the
Before.
math and I was like, wait a minute.
Or like maybe 1 free kid per adult. And then any extra kids.
Because there were kid-size shirts
There were
in the
the
past.
shirts,
I don't know if they were every year, but
but there were some.
in the first year, I know there were kid-size shirts.
This is
What's the
good.
form in that packet that I gave you, to sign up? And that would have had
Oh,
what the ratings were.
Yeah, we gotta get with Mary
Mary.
first thing tomorrow.
Okay, I'll
Call her
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
I'll call her. She gets back to me quickly.
All right, I'm trying to envision the sign up form and the complication of, kid. Yeah, I guess I can pull it off. I think you guys just need to
Well,
either dump.
No, why don't we sell alcohol and then it's 21 and on, so there's no kids involved.
You might get more people.
And to discharge adults and then have a box out there, donation for kids, let the families donate whatever.
It's a great
money.
idea.
And leave it at that. You get more money in
Works.
donations than you do.
What
Yeah.
about kid-sized t-shirts?
They can order those separately through your form.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll have to talk to Amy Archer because the $18 would be for a unisex shirt
Right, but I guess the question
of
is,
adult size.
oh, adult size.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a note of that before.
Yeah, let me know what you can do and then I can,
I can do anything. I
Yeah.
just need to, if it's more simple,
The better.
the less.
You can send it to me. I can have double eyes on it.
well, no, she's,
See what,
I have to code it.
oh, I see what you're talking
So I
about.
have to-
we don't want no part of that.
No, I don't. Never mind.
And then when you get that from Mary, can I, so if I can see how many people signed up in yours.
Have it. This one here.
Sounds good.
I don't
I like that.
Yeah, I got it. Does that have Daddy's Girl Trucking? on
Yes,
it?
it
Yeah, we'll try to get it
Yes, it does.
tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll see if we can set
Because-
it. And then we'll just call you or drop it off. or
Take your
something.
shirt off, and pass it around the table so we can all see.
This one does not
Yeah,
have Daddy's Girl Trucking, but you need to.
And I'm still.
Is that the name of it?
Okay.
I have one of all the shirts.
I left today. I was like,
Yeah.
somewhere. It's like one.
I was
It's like,
gonna
bye,
wear
guys.
some.
All right, so what is the name?
It's Daddy's Girl Trucking. It's a cousin that lives in California and has a sweet trucks.
Okay.
Can I get the contact?
Oh, do we have a
information?
permit?
No, you guys are through the city, so you're clear. Yeah, you're under the city insurance.
Are you coordinating t-shirt production with April?
Amy Archer.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I've been writing with her. She's really busy right now because she's doing also the Cheese Day shirts as well.
Well, most of this won't get kicked off until after. The only thing that I'm gonna attempt to pull off was getting the raffle underway before.
Yeah.
Tuesdays. Everything else is supposed.
Yeah, she's just writing, who's doing what, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about shirts right now. Let's get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sponsors first. I can make sure.
And Elizabeth, you're also taking on coordination with Chronicle.
Yes, I have wrote Owen. I'm still waiting for a response back from him.
So just your information, he's at every council meeting. now.
Yep.
Oh, yes,
So if
okay.
you wanna get him
Pin him
down.
He
down.
will be here. Yeah.
What's the next council meeting?
Not next Monday, but the one
We
after.
try to make every other council.
Oh, he's
Got so many to cover.
He's been here every meeting.
But they really want some drama to happen at council meetings, so. or some-
So we should misbehave.
Okay,
For the sake of City Hall, no.
right, so what do you guys think about this, but in a smaller version?
For what?
For these would be the leaflets so that we could put them at the church that Esther Bordy used to go to. She has a lot of people that were there. We could leave them there, senior centers. It's just easier to put in your purse if it's smaller.
And Elizabeth will only want it for the corporation QR code that takes you to the sign.
Yes, which I will need your help with doing. So
Yeah,
that I don't-
okay, happy to do that.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
we can print them for you.
That'd be great. Any thoughts?
Sure. Yours, yours.
Okay.
Looks beautiful.
Okay. And then as soon as I get the QR code, is everybody okay with me starting to print them out, and then we can distribute them? We can have them at the next meeting for everybody to distribute where they think is necessary.
I don't think we should start distributing them before then. Because there's too much else going on.
After Cheese Days is what she's talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
Latter half.
These Tuesdays are gonna be very busy, unless you were to go to the last day of Tuesdays, which is the all year reunion type thing. There's a lot of people that are there. Maybe they might have known her too.
Probably lots of people there.
So that would be a possibility as like a last one.
I think just after this weekend, you guys are good, because this weekend's really it's this weekend, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after this weekend, you're fine to start distributing them.
Okay.
There's a boat race on the 19th. And there's a bluegrass fest.
That's right up at the school, right?
It's big too.
All right.
Are they doing that at the school?
All right, have it on the billboard.
Okay, the other thing is there anything else that we can, is there anybody who wants to take on asking the community for things that they would like to donate for the auction, any of the auction stuff? Because at the event, usually they'll have stuff like plants or things that were made to be auctioned off at the event that you don't know about until you go to the event. So do any of you guys want to take on maybe asking the
The
community
businesses.
or the businesses for donations?
I think
Well-
on the stage. Is it an auction? Is it a silent auction?
Yes.
Are
Just jars and then the tickets, or, you know, you buy tickets, you put it in, and then have auction at the very end.
Burners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
and didn't you want me to ask the sponsors for donations? Can they give
Yes.
money?
So,
I think
so we
that should
have,
be
we have
enough.
3 revenue sources right now, you have quilt, you have the t-shirts, and you have sponsorship.
Okay, so that'll work.
Yeah, I think you to
And extra items for just kind of a stir up interest or,
Right.
you know, they
You know,
weren't
it's-
big things, they were just
Right.
in passing like a $25 certificate of groceries.
Now, one thing that Sandy might be able to do while you talk to businesses about sponsorship, that maybe in lieu of $50, we may be willing to donate something as a prize, since you guys talked about oldest, youngest. How many, you know, number of laps.
That's a great
an op-
idea.
That's an option as well.
I think I need to take a look at the stash that they have here first.
Yeah, it's just bottles and little, yeah, it's only a few things. I can show you before you leave. It's not. But I'm sure some of the businesses too might just, you know. Do you have anything you want to donate that we can give away for prizes? I'm sure,
Or children's type items.
right?
Or-
Kyle-
or has toys.
Yeah.
and donate a few toys for
Yeah.
kids.
How does that reason?
It doesn't, but it covers the prize portion of,
Right.
so, and $20 for the participation. Is going on as well.
It's more incentive.
Or you guys could take all of those gifts and make one auction.
We'll
Yeah.
see how much we get.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea, Elizabeth, see what comes together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that too. Okay, who wants to do the introductory speech and the ending speech? Who wants to introduce the family and then wrap it up at the end?
I don't know the family, I really receiving.
I would be willing to do it if you are okay with it. I have to introduce her.
I agree that I would talk to the Chronicle, and I think my niece Patty, who is the oldest grandchild, who lives in Castle Rock. When I talked to her, she was somewhat interested in participating, so.
Okay.
You know, I don't know hardly anybody in Toledo anymore. I know Mike and I know Joe. And now I know Elizabeth. Yes.
What am I,
we
top
met-
over?
I'm getting there. We just met a week ago, so, you know, it's. I moved back here just before COVID and it was like, so I didn't meet anybody.
So
Okay,
there's still, who wants to coordinate this public speaking and making sure everyone's.
I will do it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else that you guys want to add to Esther Bordy?
What's on the agenda? Did the agenda get adjusted?
Mm-mm. The comp plan and Esther Bordy.
But
I didn't. As I was knowing. But, I just want you to know that, the Art Gallery 505, co-op are taking care of the jail.
Oh, I love.
We power washed it out over the weekend, and Joe just put up we put in the
The sign.
frame thing. Set it concrete, and Joe brought the interpretive sign that goes on there, and what was it?
I've been watering and
Yeah,
pulling weeds.
and pulling some weeds, yeah.
I'm about to go pull some rhubarb too, but yeah, I've been watering for you guys every day. I even come down on the weekends and do it, so.
We've kind of spruced it up a bit. try to maintain it in summer, and if you wanna pull weeds, highly encourage.
Mhm. Yeah, I go over there.
Don't throw the weeds up on
Right.
the lot next door. My brother will be down there knocking on your door.
So there's a bicycle randomly that's, do we know whose bicycle that is? And if there's somebody that's
It
in,
was inside, and we put it around the corner by the building.
so sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. And so today I was wondering if there was like somebody staying, because it's not locked, right?
No,
No, they're not staying inside. No. They may be, that's where they stash the bike.
Okay.
One of the chefs, Valentine. The control.
Mhm.
You can't see.
I almost peeked in today, but I was like, no. Nope. Not feeling that feisty today.
the only problem with weeds on, and we went and put the sign up, so I don't know if somebody has waited since then, it's those scraggy. Dandelion things that get up real high, there's layers of them out there,
Yeah.
so. Yeah. And also the Oregon Trail, little park there is highly overgrown, nobody has cut that in a long time. Which is probably 2 weeks for that to get that up,
Yeah.
you know,
That's a.
the weeds here, it's just out of control.
Yeah, that's what grows this time of year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spray it all with Roundup.
Oh, God.
yeah.
I know, I know. Trust me, I know. No, you just move on. Just
All right, so moving on to other business.
Tim.
Yes.
So we did get Tim's resignation for the park host.
Call me if you need help.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
All right.
So we will be putting out an ad for a new park host if you guys know of anybody.
Why?
It's the weeds, man. You don't want to pull the weeds no more. They're out here. I'm just kidding.
It's just growing.
Yeah.
I can't do stickers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I took a different job, out of state, so.
Oh.
So, yeah, so I'm gonna
Tell where.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell them what first. No, I took on a position as a safety coordinator for a solar company that does solar farms. And, so like right now, there's 2,400 acres that's being developed right now in, believe it or not, in,
Hawaii.
nope, no, it's not lucky. It's gonna be in Alabama.
Alabama.
Outside of
We're gonna
Jackson,
go meet some
Alabama.
eggs.
My home, my new home will be, in Maurice, Louisiana. Cause I got family that live there, so we're all.
And do you have a helicopter's license so you can cover all the territory?
Well, you know, there's more than just me, so. And, we're in phase 2 right now, so phase 1 is already started, it's 2 months in. And when it hits its 6-month mark, then we start phase 2, which would be the second 800 acres. And so on.
So you're coming back and bringing some solar for all these buildings?
Oh, boy, I tell you what, my new boss would probably wanna do something about that.
He could
Yeah,
sponsor
so-
us.
In the meantime, I will tighten up the park, it will be ready, I just finished mowing the middle section today. And so everything will be ready for Tuesdays. I'll have enough to do, thanks to line stuff, they've helped out quite a bit, but, you know, cleaning up, my blower's down, so they've been blowing out the kitchen. Their logs are already ready to go for the barbecue, so I anticipate they're gonna be there by Friday night or whatever it is. I'll power wash, and then, we'll go through that. My day of leaving is gonna be on or about the 21st of July. Cause I have to be on site by August 1. Yeah, and so, but I will be in that park, we'll keep everything up and running until this. I'm not gonna be.
Taking Ruth to in.
Bruce is staying, Bruce is going with me, yeah. Yeah,
Bottom of the home. Really?
the trailer will, because I'll be moving throughout the country
No.
on the solar job. It doesn't just end with one and then I'm done. I go to different job sites. So, like I said, our home will be in Louisiana, where she will be eventually and running the household. And then, she'll join me on different trips and things like that. Yeah. You can't afford to, I personally, folks, I can't afford to live here.
Yeah.
I can't, taxes have gone up. Real estate's doubled. In the last year, so it's making it very, very difficult to afford to have what you wanna have.
Yep.
So-
I heard that.
Well, we appreciate everything that you've done for the park.
Yes.
You've
Well,
done
you
a
know,
great
the
job.
seniors are out there, I can't.
So just, I told Carly to get with you, just give her a list of like all the stuff we need to know, any keys that.
Oh, you'll get them all.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I'll have her make a form too, just so that way we're, all the info that you give us, that we can just give to the next person, and that way we have it.
Yeah.
So we already have an ad posted. We haven't really hit it very hard yet. Cindy and I have some ideas of where we would like to post it at.
So I have one gentleman that has been a park manager for 8 years. Who's recently just moved back to town, works from home. His brother is a firefighter paramedic with my old fire district. So I've encouraged him to come up and put an application in. He goes, well, all I gotta do is kind of mow the lawns and watch over stuff and clean the bathrooms. That's pretty much about it. He goes, well, he goes, then I will give it some serious consideration.
Yeah, he can come up and talk to me, other than, we'll start posting.
He walks through the park every day, so.
Yeah, well, he's
That's-
welcome to come up
Oh,
and
sure.
chat with me.
He's gonna put his app in just like everybody else, he understands that.
Does that job description of park host need to be updated?
It was, me and Cindy did that.
It was the last contract.
Oh.
Yeah, and again, we'll post it in a couple different places. I think we're just trying to get through cheese days. And then
I
we'll,
wouldn't let you hanging.
yeah, I'll hit it pretty hard. And in the meantime, I think we'll probably start working it out. I don't foresee us filling this spot by the 21st. It's probably gonna take some time. We want to make sure we get the right person in there. We don't want to just jump into something. So yeah, so we and we've already chatted with our public works, so they'll be able to take over some of those tasks in the meantime, and then the office will just have to do drive-bys to see who's in what spot, make sure they're where they're supposed to be, because people don't believe they need to be in their spots that they're supposed to be in.
Yeah, not all the time. I've had this one gentleman bounce 2 times to make sure I got him in the right spot. Cause he's like, well, I could have swore that said that was a 4. No.
And no, I thought we had all the spots marked now.
Every one of them are marked. We went through and we marked all of them.
It's hard.
You know, so I mean, it's not like they just. And they're all still there, so I don't know if they're just not paying attention or I don't know.
No, that's called the ignorance game.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna say anything on air. It's been fun. It's been an education for me. And a great team to work with, and the city staff have been fabulous to Meridiana. So we do appreciate that.
Yep, we appreciate
And
it.
we will take a lot of memories with us.
Good.
You know, we really will.
It would be sorely missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will be missed, but we won't miss the humidity.
Yeah, you know, and that's okay. I should
Oh,
have
that
been from the
voice.
south. Not good.
I'm down.
Yeah, but you'll have my keys and everything.
Yeah, yeah, more than that, we just need the information that's in your head on paper. The bathroom code is, or this is the
Yeah.
website to change the code. This
Well,
is,
So we ran into issues with changing.
I know, but yeah, just put it all on
Because
paper and we can,
The locks.
I know,
the
yeah,
lock's broken and they're not ADA.
yeah,
That's an interesting problem.
yeah.
Yeah, cause I know that we drilled 2 holes in them and pretty soon it's going back Swiss cheese. So my advice is that if we're gonna do any kind of project on that. Even though you think it's tangible, you know what, we're gonna have ADA kids.
Write that down, sir.
adults.
Well, in a new ADA program.
Yeah, and so you're gonna have doors so they can get out.
Yeah, that's probably,
That would be an interesting.
Yeah.
use for that, for this one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we doors. And as some of them are starting to split now, I mean, they're full.
yeah, but yeah, so just any information that, yeah, we'll just need that in writing.
Put it in a nice format.
Perfect.
Like that. I've already put together the check sheets. I fall behind the last 2 or 4 months on check sheets, but I put all the check sheets together for everybody. So you can have that too.
Perfect.
So in case you wanna have a little tighter rein, instead of letting Slavo take care of it, it's just. I have them all drawn up. I'll give them to you.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Cause I got another fun deal.
Have a good night.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
You betcha.
Any public input?
I do have
You'll
some
see
more
me.
things.
We'll be in and out of the parks.
All right, Sandy, did you finish your online training? Or it hasn't?
Just got started,
Okay,
just figured out where to find it.
You know
okay.
who did finish their training? Mr. Mike Morgan.
I'm so proud of you. Proud.
I promise mine won't take that.
Okay.
Well, it's funny, I asked Rachel this morning if he got it done and she goes, yeah, I'm not even kidding you, 5 minutes later, he walked in the door, I finished my classes.
We were already on it.
Did you finish your classes?
Haven't even started.
Okay.
He promised me they would be finished by the end of the month.
Okay.
It's kind of like the ones from what, when we were on city council. We had
And
to go
if you
through
haven't
that.
done the end of the month.
And
it's done.
Meeting,
Same,
public
same, same.
requests.
Do we have to do that every year?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
We have to do it too. It's not, we're not torturing you guys. We have to do it in the office
Hey.
too.
You get paid to do
I
Yeah,
have more
that's true.
classes to take. I have more classes to take than what you got.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I know, right? World's most violent.
Okay, and the last thing I wanted to ask about was, do we want to push out applications for the now empty seat for park board out a month to see if we can get more applicants?
There's one. I think we did that already.
Is posted for the end of the month.
For the end of the month? Okay,
So. And no bites that I'm aware of.
No. Did we post it?
And then you also posted it on Facebook.
Okay.
Because we had more people than positions, we had to take a vote last time.
So.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, and
But-
the two positions that are for, well, you have a business here and I'm holding the position for somebody who lives outside the city limits. So it has to be somebody who.
In city limits, yeah.
and the applicants we had before, some of them were incomplete. We didn't know where they lived. They didn't show.
We
some-
can, there,
I have the file. I can pull them and send letters out and say, hey, we have another seat open if you're interested.
Big up for food.
Don't tell them they have to take classes.
So do we want to do that and wait till the next meeting and then see what we have and talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll fill the seat for you guys. We're on that. So once we have people, we'll bring them to you.
Awesome, that sounds great. And do we have any other business you guys want to talk about?
In public.
No, but I like that idea of sewer ADA compliant doors for the restrooms to dovetail with the playground coming. I mean, Joe, isn't that one that you wrote a grant for?
Yeah, yeah. But we kind of lost the money for that last year. Nobody's fault, you know,
Big up, Jeff.
just what you would think. That's why I was late. But
All right,
Yeah,
public
but-
input, would you like to
Here we
come up,
go.
Joe?
your timing is such a follower, Jeff. Sat there with my hand, so I didn't say, by the way, my name is Gwen. Big Sis. So these are the signs that are gonna go in the holes
Those are nice.
on the Steamboat Alley.
Those are really nice.
Those are very nice.
First proof had to go back because they forgot they were supposed to do them on both sides.
Oh.
So that's what kind of, it's taken a bit of time. I know everybody's like,
Ouch.
and we have not paid for this. They sent them to me in the mail today. There's no invoice, no nothing.
Mm,
Very pleased, those are very.
those are very nice.
These
Beautiful.
are amazing.
So if you wanna, here is why. So they're just these old original
mean,
ones
it's just-
that have been made bigger, and some of those, they tried to stretch them so that they would be, you know, they all be different size. And yeah, they're so old that we're small and. So,
They didn't
and they
have
have the
pixels.
anti, graffiti coating on there.
How are you gonna hang these on? Are you hanging them on the fence?
Yeah, there are holes on there that nobody knows about.
Ah.
Well, we
That
need to
would be
put holes on these.
Yes, we do, and I custom do them, I don't let them do them, because, they've been off before, it's hard to know and do them right there.
I love this.
Gonna try to get that up when she says.
Oh, absolutely. You betcha. I'm gonna talk to Rachel tomorrow, but not Rachel, I keep saying that.
Yeah. That's your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. About the wall.
Well,
Great name.
Yeah.
Because doorway's done,
Yeah.
so,
Are you gonna take some pictures of it once it's set up and put it on the community page?
I don't do Facebook, but I will send it to someone who can.
I would gladly put it up there for you.
Yeah, so we get these up. I hook or by hook. I'm sorry.
And you're welcome to
Take
post
longer than we
too, but
expected,
into the front board member.
all the time.
And I wasn't sure if there was a.
So go for it.
But we've done a lot of.
Make sure they
business
come
with
in,
these
just,
people,
you know,
so
send
that's
them to
one
Sarah.
thing,
And,
and
have
you've
them-
been
and there's
good about
applications
it.
online.
Elizabeth, I have a screenshot of the posting notes of you.
Oh, I would love
If you
that.
want to use that as a picture.
That would be great.
Yeah, I've got the social media policy. I don't know if you saw, I was working on it. That'll come out, I think at the next, I'll have you look it over.
Chat.
I think it was the other day, but
I didn't use all my 3 minutes.
You-
Joanna Jones again, real quick.
she's like,
um,
restart my timer.
I do need, and I keep forgetting to do a work order. There is 3 picnic tables, wooden ones, all wood at the Lowe's, and they're $140. I don't have any of the money left in mind for that kind of stuff, but I think there's probably enough in the park thing to do 350, whatever that is, whatever that works out to. And be great to get them before. And I need to get with Jay, I think, because there's 2 picnic tables, so that we don't have to buy them all. That one of them can be refurbished into a handicap, we have the top.
So the ones at Lowe's, you, is it for in-store purchase?
Yeah, they're right outside,
Okay,
yeah, and they've been sitting there,
Maybe $420.
yeah, plus tax, yeah.
they're how much?
They're $139.
Can you order them online and then pick them up in the store?
I don't-
Cause if you can order them online, I can order them for you and we can get them picked up.
I would think you could order them online,
Okay, you'll just have to let me know which ones it is.
it's the only ones they got.
Which if you go to Lowe's online, it's a,
Oh.
I'm looking.
It's the ones that are.
But like the wooden ones, because then they can't melt them if they put something into the hot fire. The trouble with the plastic coated ones, you put a hot pot on there and it's a mess. It's great for the picnic areas.
well, and the plastic ones get all like sweaty when you sit on them, you know, and then you're, yeah.
Yeah, yellow pine rectangular picnic table, 139. Yeah.
You wanna email me that link? I'll buy them tomorrow. I don't know if you have anyone that can pick them up. If not, let me know. It probably will be after cheese days, or we can see about getting them.
Yeah, it's not vital. They'd be-
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who's renting, because when I came here, last week, there was campsites. They were the only ones, there was no RVs in there, but the campsites were being used.
Hmm.
So,
The tents.
tents and everything,
Yeah, we get reservations for 10.
yeah. So we've never been able to do that before, so,
Rachel's in teams.
Okay,
okay. Okay, and then I'll, put a work order for Jay to see if he can help me unlock that gate. And I'll load one up into my truck and take it home and fix it.
okay, what gate?
The gate to the water tower. They were.
Oh,
all
yeah.
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
All
We'll
right.
have an handicap, an actual designated handicap camping space.
Nice.
Now, Joe, you got these signs through Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't put it up,
Well,
yeah.
Brings me to the fact that we're gonna have Vision Toledo's only yearly fundraiser. It's on Saturday. And it's at Steamboat Landing. For $10, you get in and you get free tickets and go buy some beer or wine and mead or cider.
When is that?
On Saturday.
What
right
time?
Across from where you're gonna be.
I was gonna say, what time?
3 to 7. Change. 3 to 7. You guys don't start up till 8.
Yeah, right.
Well, but the outdoor seating.
Yeah, I usually am at the bar by 10 or 11 in the morning and I don't leave till at least 2. Yeah.
Direct them over to us, cause we're raising.
I'm gonna get them drunk and then send them your way, so they just buy all the ticket.
How do we raise money to?
Are you having the side of an auction?
No, no,
Or just those?
just the
Just
booze.
these three?
We have cheesecake, we have a charcuterie from.
Oh, hungry.
Ireland, and we have chocolates, and we're gonna have pizza DJs. Yeah. Pizza DJs. Yeah. Right up on the side. And coffee.
And coffee.
So.
That'll sell them up so they can drive home and go home.
One of these years, I'm gonna have to actually do a Tuesdays. I've been here so many years and always worked at Donna's.
You have to next year.
Yeah.
I would like to motion to adjourn.
You would like,
Second.
all in favor?
All in favor?
We done.
Yeah.